Many people dream of freedom. They dream of finally following their own path, making their ideas a reality, getting off the hamster wheel, and building something truly unique. But most people don't take the leap. They procrastinate, they make excuses, or they just don't know where to start. If this sounds familiar, then this video is for you, because sometimes it's not a lack of knowledge that holds us back, but fear and uncertainty. And to overcome these, a to-do list isn't enough. You need a new way of thinking. In this video, I'll show you what's behind procrastination and how you can finally overcome your inner limitations to start your dream business. If you feel it's time to leave your comfort zone and truly take control, then stick with me. Procrastination is putting off important tasks while doing less important but more fun or easier things instead. It's not just laziness. Procrastinators know perfectly well that they should be doing the important things, yet they can't seem to make themselves do them. This happens to all of us, and the reasons behind it are more complicated than we might think. Procrastination can show up in different parts of our lives. At work, in school, with chores around the house, or even with our personal stuff. For example, we might put off writing an important report, paying bills, or even making a doctor's appointment. This can happen in almost any part of our lives, from simple everyday tasks to bigger long-term goals. It can affect anything. Our modern world makes it really easy to procrastinate. We're constantly bombarded with information, social media, and online entertainment. These things offer instant rewards, unlike our long-term goals, which are more valuable. With smartphones and other digital devices, distractions are everywhere. It makes it almost impossible to really focus on getting work done. To truly overcome procrastination, we first need to understand what causes it. Procrastination isn't simply a matter of laziness or lack of motivation. It goes much deeper than that. A complex web of psychological and practical reasons holds us back, and these together create a vicious cycle that's often hard to break free from. Let's start with the psychological side of things. One of the most common reasons is perfectionism. When someone sets excessively high expectations for themselves, it often paralyzes them rather than motivates them. Because if only perfect is acceptable, then it's easier not to start at all than to start something that might not be flawless. This thought, however irrational, paralyzes many people, and hand in hand with this comes fear. The fear of failure. What if I don't succeed? But some people are afraid of success. They're afraid that if they do well now, they'll have to raise the bar even higher next time. This pressure involuntarily makes us procrastinate. There's also anxiety and stress, especially when a task seems too big to handle. If we don't see how to start or what the exact goal is, our brain automatically blocks it out. The feeling of "I don't know where to start" often equals "I'd rather not do it at all." And behind all of this, there's often a deeper lack of self-confidence. If we don't believe in ourselves that we are capable of doing it, solving it, seeing it through, then we tend to push the task further and further away. And of course, there's also a lack of motivation. It's really hard to start a boring, monotonous, or meaningless task. Our brains search for meaning, for personal significance. If it doesn't find it, then comes the well-known phrase, "I'll do it later." But it's not just emotional reasons that matter. There are practical factors too, which are just as important. The first one is time management. Many people simply can't realistically estimate how long a task will take, or they don't have a specific daily schedule. They don't have a breakdown of when to do what. So it always seems like we still have time. Then suddenly the deadline is upon us. The second practical reason is disorganization. If there's chaos among our tasks, if we don't know what the priority is, it can easily happen that we end up doing nothing at all. Because we don't know where to start, and we'd rather retreat to comfortable, familiar activities. And this is where overload comes in. When too many things happen at once, we lose focus. Our brains can't switch effectively, and the many tasks become one huge, overwhelming block. Then comes the feeling, I don't feel like doing anything, and we procrastinate again. Last but not least is instant gratification. Today's world is full of things like social media, videos, and streaming which offer instant pleasure. Why work towards a long-term goal when we can get a dopamine rush in 10 seconds? This is one of the strongest temptations that distracts us from our real tasks. The consequences of procrastination are many and often serious. First, stress. As deadlines approach, the pressure increases, and this causes anxiety. It often happens that because of procrastination, we miss opportunities that never come back. Second, our self-esteem decreases. As we repeatedly fail to meet our goals, we feel like we have failed. Last but not least, procrastination can have a long-term impact on our careers and personal lives. Because of constant delays, we can miss opportunities for growth, and our relationships can also suffer from consistent lateness. Procrastination isn't just a harmless habit, it's a behavior that can have some serious negative consequences in many areas of our lives. Psychologically, we often see that procrastination causes constant stress and anxiety. Even when we're doing something else, the thought of the task we should be doing lingers in the back of our minds. This prevents us from truly relaxing or unwinding. Over time, this constant pressure chips away at our self-esteem. We might start to believe that we're simply incapable of finishing what we start. This feeling leads to guilt and shame, which reinforces the procrastination, creating a vicious cycle. The practical consequences of procrastination are just as serious. Work that's rushed at the last minute rarely reflects our true abilities. Rushing leads to mistakes, and the quality suffers. This not only affects our professional performance but can also lead to financial losses. Think of late fees, missed deadlines, or lost career opportunities. Plus, because of unfinished tasks, we might miss important occasions that may never come again. Procrastination can also damage our relationships in the long run. If others count on us and we delay, it can lead to a loss of trust and tension, both at work and in our personal lives. There are many proven ways to overcome procrastination. We'll look at the most effective techniques. Recognize your procrastination patterns. Notice when and why you put things off. Keep a journal of your procrastination habits and look for patterns. Awareness is the first step to change. Identify the underlying reasons. Ask yourself, why am I putting this off? The reason for procrastination is often complex. Not just poor time management or organizational problems, but emotional reasons can also be responsible. Stay in the present. Mindfulness, or being present in the moment, can be a powerful tool against procrastination. When we focus our attention on the present, we can let go of worries about our performance, and this frees up a lot of energy. The mindful stop technique is a simple exercise that can help you slow down your breathing and thoughts and rest for a few moments in the present, connecting with yourself. When you feel yourself starting to procrastinate, say to yourself, stop, take a few deep breaths and consciously return to the task. The key to time management is to be mindful of your time and to use techniques that support both focused work and rest. The Pomodoro technique, for example, is a tried and true method that alternates 25-minute focused work sessions with 5-minute breaks. This rhythm helps avoid burnout, increases efficiency, and can even be effective in combating procrastination. It's just as helpful to think in time blocks, that is, to pre-select periods for focused work, which are also followed by short breaks. This kind of structure supports continuous progress and prevents you from getting stuck. Effective planning is also essential. If you take time at the beginning of each day or week to write down your most important tasks and then arrange these into time blocks, you can reduce rushing and the stress that comes with it. A well-kept planner can also help you keep track of your to-dos, not forget anything, and give you visual cues for your day. It's also important to not just list your tasks, but to prioritize them. If you know what really matters and what can wait, it's easier to focus on the things that will move you forward. The key to task management is not to be scared of big challenges, but to break them down into smaller, manageable parts. A subtask that takes less than 10 minutes seems much less intimidating, and it's easier to get started. Sometimes you just have to start. The initial momentum often carries you forward. The Getting Things Done, or GTD method, helps with this. With its structured system, it allows you to not constantly worry about what to do next, but always have the most appropriate next step at hand. Short, easy-to-read to-do lists are also effective tools for task management. Besides organizing your day, checking off completed items brings a sense of satisfaction. Tracking your progress gives you motivation because you can see that your work isn't in vain. Every step you take brings you closer to your goal. To work effectively, it's a good idea to create an environment where nothing distracts you. A clean, calm space helps you focus, so you can get through your tasks more easily and quickly. It's important to eliminate distractions, turn off notifications on your phone, and create an undisturbed environment that supports focused work. Social support can also be a big help. Whether we work with others or just being in an environment where other people are actively working, this kind of positive pressure can be stimulating. Also, don't be afraid to ask for help or delegate tasks. If someone else can do something for us, it's worth entrusting it to them so we can put more energy into the really important things. To beat procrastination, it's really important to use psychological approaches. One of the best strategies is learning to say no to anything that doesn't help you reach your goals. Saying no not only helps you avoid procrastination, but it also makes you much more efficient and helps you stay mentally healthy by not taking on too much. Managing perfectionism is also key. We need to let go of unrealistic expectations and accept that continuous improvement is a much more important and realistic goal than flawless performance. Recognizing and overcoming our fears is another important step. When we're afraid of failure, it's helpful to realize that every mistake is also an opportunity for learning and growth. And if we think of ourselves as lazy, it's time to build a new identity. Let's think of ourselves as productive, active people, because the image we have of ourselves deeply influences our everyday behavior. But a few quick tricks aren't enough to beat procrastination in the long run. We can make real changes by transforming our lifestyle and consciously building new habits. It's a good idea to start with small, consistent steps to build habits that support working effectively and become automatic over time. Besides time management, it's important to manage our energy wisely. We should schedule tasks for when we have the most energy and also improve our lifestyle because regular exercise, a good diet, and enough sleep all contribute to better energy levels and focus. And don't forget how important it is to rest. Breaks aren't the enemy of productivity, they're actually the key to it. Getting enough rest makes working much more sustainable and balanced in the long run. Mental and emotional growth are also important parts of this process. Understanding yourself better helps you uncover the patterns behind procrastination and how to change them. Learning and improving necessary skills not only boosts your confidence, but also makes tough tasks easier. By changing how you think, also called cognitive reframing, you can see your duties as choices. You don't to do something, you to do it. Practicing mindfulness helps you focus on the present moment, reduce anxiety, and tackle your tasks more effectively. Overcoming procrastination isn't one big leap, but a gradual, often up and down process. Sometimes we slip back, and that's perfectly okay. The important thing is to not give up and to keep going on the path of progress. It's worth it for everyone to experiment with different techniques and find what works best for them. Overcoming procrastination isn't just about achievement, It also leads to deeper self-awareness, less stress, and a more fulfilling life. The first step is deciding that you want to change. From there, every small step brings you closer to your goals and a more balanced life. The entrepreneurial journey isn't always easy, but it offers freedom, self-realization, and the chance to create something truly valuable. If you feel you're meant for more, take the first step today. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it will never come. You create it. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next steps. Let's start this journey together, a journey written by your own rules. Think big and act bravely.